Hello everybody. Now today module we want to talk about classes and objects. So what is class? What is object? So now the first thing that we need to know is that when we are talking about class and objects, class and object they are what? They are concept of OOP. And when we are talking about OOP is a programming or model in which a program are organized around objects and what rather than the function and logic. You understand? And because class is a what is a concept of OOP. Because what OOP is is organized around the object rather than the function and the logic. So the first that we need to know is that class is a template. Class is a blueprint. It's a blueprint that describes the state and the behavior of the object of its type support. Now the first that we need to know is that what is object? Object is is an entity. Is an entity, and every object, like in real world, car is an object, dog is an object, and all these objects they have two features. Every object they have their state. Every object they have their behavior. What I mean by state is that they have what they possess. For example, now every dog has what they have color. Every dog they have they have leg. You understand? And one that about behavior has to do with the action, what they perform. All dog can bark, but the level of their barking is different. So because of that, every object they have these two features, state and behavior. And now class is a template that describes the state and the behavior of the object. Do you understand? So the next that we want to talk about is what class represents the set of properties and method. Now, what you need to understand that when we talk about in software realm now, state are stored in what? They are stored in properties. For example, now if you are working on a software and you want to allocate, because you need a data, and your data must be you need a data, and your data must be stored in your variable. So now all states are stored in variable, while your behavior are manipulated with a function. But when we talk about function, we are talking about method. The behavior they are manipulated with a method. They are stored in method. Because class represents a sort of properties or methods that are common to all objects of one type. Now, the next thing that we need to understand that class declaration can include modifier. And now what we need to know is that class, before you can begin your coding or writing any software, especially in Java, you need to create your class. And what we are saying here is that your class must have what is called access modifier. And access modifier is like a visibility of your class. Do you want other class to have access to your class? Because it's a template. You want to manipulate things. So do you want other class to have access to your class? So that is the main function of access modifier. The access modifier will show the visibility, will determine the visibility of your class. The next thing is class name. Now I want you to know that class name must start with capital letter. That is, your class name must start with upper case. Because I've seen a code where the programmer starts his or her class name with lowercase, which is bad idea. So class name must start with upper case. And also class must have a superclass, though it's optional. Superclass interface is optional. It's not all class that have superclass or that have interface. Is optional, though we treat that topic later. And also all class must have a body. Now when I talk about body, is what the content of your class. For instance, your class is a empty frame. So what are the content? What are the things that are inside the class? That's what we are talking about, the object of the class. So the next is that your class name will start with capital letter, and also your class name should match the file name. It depends if you are using any IDE. you are using any ID, the first thing when you create your Java class, it will automatically create what? Create a file for you with extension .java. So your class name must match the name of your file. And the last thing that I want us to discuss about is that class can contain any of the following variable. Any of the following variable type. Your class can contain a what? A local variable. Your class can also contain instant variable. Your class can also contain class or static variable. Now let me explain what these variables are. When I talk about variable, it's like a memory allocation that I want to reserve a memory. Because now, before I say that state is what is the feature that the object has. You understand? Why behavior is what you want to perform with those objects, with those what? With those states, with those attributes. When I talk about attributes, I talk about variables. So your object need what? Want have a data, and your data want to be what? Store in a what? In a memory. So that you can what? You can manipulate with the help of method. You want to manipulate on those what? On those variable. So that's why variable is very, very important. You cannot what? You cannot write any Java class without variable. I mean standard Java class without a variable. So we have local variable. And when we talk about local variable they are what? They are declared inside a method. They are declared inside the what? Inside the constructor. They are declared inside the what? Inside a block of code. And also when I talk about instant variable, they are declared inside a class, but outside a method, outside a constructor, outside a block of code. They are declared inside a class, meaning that your method can manipulate your what? Your instant variable. And the last one is what? Is class or static variable. And when we talk about class or static variable, they are variables that are declared inside a class, outside a method, outside a constructor, outside a block of code with a keyword static. With a what? With a keyword static. So let's move to the next module to see the practical, so that we to do some coding.